Saturday night's the night I like. Saturday night's all right, all right, all right. Woo! Da-na-na, 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 da-na-na. All right, Philly was sparking it up before I hit the open. You want to share us up?
We're gonna share it up right now.
We got an amazing show for you people today, baby. Let's let everybody log in, light up, get the notifications that we're on. None of this ever makes the show, Philly. None of it ever makes the show.
Negative.
You know this show doesn't start until we... Oh, you know what I did? It's funny. You know how yesterday Eric Roberts was on?
Right.
And at the end of the show, he says, I don't know if you watch him, but at the end of the show, he says, I got to tell you guys something. That's the best intro I've seen, I think, out of any show ever.
Yeah, I saw him say that.
Did you see him say that?
Yeah.
So I added that cut right to the end of our intro now. So he comes up right at the end. You'll see it's pretty funny. I gotta play with a little bit and get it better. Yeah. But it's just so funny. It's like out of nowhere, Eric Roberts just comes in and goes, "That's the best intro I've ever seen." It's really funny. But
yeah, he's a cool dude.
He was what a nice guy, and he remembered being on with you and me way back, and I think it was the summer.
Right.
But just such a nice guy. And his wife is just such a great girl, and great woman. And after we were done, they sent us an email. Hey, we love you guys whenever you need us. And who knew his wife was such, her parents was such big, writers and producers in Hollywood.
Yeah, I did not know that, but
pretty cool.
So yeah, I learned something, and we're going to be lucky to be able to get him back because he's always making a movie.
It's funny because before he came on, she told me that he was shooting right in a town called Nyack, where one of the seasons of Ray Donovan they shot a lot of.
Right.
And that's literally 15 minutes from my house.
Oh my gosh!
Remember you watched Donovan, right?
Oh yeah, one of my favorite shows.
Let's talk about it in a sec. We'll get the show going. And listen, we got Adam Geiger's here, model, actor, producer, filmmaker, director. And why do we bring Adam Geiger on the show? Not only is it because of his success, but because our show is all women, Philly kid, all women 45 plus. And who better to have on than a shirtless Adam Geiger? So that's fun.
Exactly.
Plenty of ab shots I grabbed of them, so everybody will be happy. And then later on, Drew Gasparini's coming up. He's a Broadway music composer, Philly. He's got shows out. He just wrote the new Karate Kid musical that's coming out, and he's a great singer songwriter. So we're going to have some fun with him. And of course, just another amazing show on the way. You ready to kick it off, my friend?
Let's do it, Scotty.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the Seven of Hearts. Woo! Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen.
Really?
Your intro is fantastic.
And Eric Roberts knows, Phil.
He does. He knows. And he's
what
not,
a guy.
He's not wrong. I mean, how many big name stars do we have in
listen, if I put everybody in, the opening would be 2 hours long. But I think we'll be changing that up soon as we freshen things up, get more of our studio stuff happening, and
yes.
It's going to be great, man. So anyway, what I was saying, funny, as the intro's playing, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell did I just tell Phil I wanted to talk about? I couldn't even remember. But it was the Ray Donovan. Do you remember the season a couple seasons ago where he was where Dom Lombardozzi was the cop that he befriends from Staten Island, and Dom shoots himself at the end.
Right.
Well, there were scenes outside the bar that those guys were always fighting, and the guys in the firehouse next door. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Where the two of them get the heck beat out of them at that firehouse right next door.
Right.
That was all right in Nyack, which was supposed to be Staten Island, which it wasn't. And it was just, it was shot. And I grew up in that area. So I was like, oh my God. I used to, every time we went out for dinner, I'd say to my wife, Ray Donovan, right here. They were shooting right here. But anyway, yeah, no, it's great. Stephen Bauer is coming on the show soon. He played.
Oh, nice.
He was in Ray. He played Avi in Ray Donovan.
Yeah,
and also one of my favorite movies, Scarface. He played Manny.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
yeah. Watch my friend going to stick his tongue out at this chick. Watch. But anyway, so yeah, Stephen Bauer's coming on. We got a lot of folks making their way in, and it's all good, Philly kid. What's going on, baby? You good? You feeling good today?
I'm feeling good.
Listen,
it's about 75 degrees here. It's warming up.
No, dude, it's 80 here in the New York area, and I'm sitting down in the dungeon doing a show. You know what I mean? It's beautiful out today.
I know. No respect. I was sitting in my hot tub. It's a rough retired life, I'll tell you.
I know you got it rough, man.
But so yeah, the weather is really nice here. But yeah, doing good.
Listen, before we move on, I got to show you something. Adam Geiger coming up in a second. I was scrolling online today, and this guy posted, this archivist guy posted this article. Okay, check this out. This is from Philly Kid. This is from 1953. Right. So look at the article. There will be no escape in future from telephones. This is Mark Sullivan, who quoted, he's president and director of the Pacific Telephone and Telegraph Company, 1953. Just what form the future telephone will take is, of course, pure speculation. Here's my prophecy. In its final development, the telephone will be carried about by the individual, perhaps as we carry a watch today. It probably will require no dial or equivalent, and I think the users will be able to see each other if they want as they talk. Now, it looks real, right? This has to be real.
Yes.
I mean, nobody's BSing us here. This guy quoted this back in 1953. I think that's, I don't know if he thought it would act as a, a fax, a TV and everything else. But he's pretty dead on. So,
yeah. Hey, you know what? Speaking of telephones, did you think, Alexander Graham Bell, when he invented the phone, that there would one day be a movie made with the guy on the phone saying something to this effect? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you. Do you think Alexander Graham Bell had any inkling at all that
wasn't that the first lines that were spoken into the telephone back in the day? By the way, another thing I read the other day, that Alexander Graham Bell didn't invent the phone. Really? There was another, can't remember his name. There was another guy who actually invented the phone, but Graham Bell was the first to patent the idea. So he got all the credit for the phone.
Wow.
Go look that one up. Go check that out in your little black book and smoke it. Listen, we got Adam Geiger in the house. Like I said, he's an actor. He's a model. He's a director, filmmaker. He's got his own company where he's got his own theater. We're going to talk to him about it. Like I said, he's a model all over the world. Here's a little bit of Adam, and then we'll bring him in on the other side. Take a look. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Yes. You know, which brings me to my first question, Adam, is what is your diet like to get that 8-pack like that?
You son of a bitch, yeah.
Wow. Hey, that was so cool. I second what Eric said about the intro. But yeah, I mean, chicken, man, like just chicken. I think that's the way to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, you want to know the last time that I had a stomach fairly similar to yours? I was 15 years old, bro.
No way. Is this you right now?
That's me in summer camp, 1982.
I love looking at older pictures, man. You guys are so cool.
I had a lot more hair back then too, but it's all good, bro. It's all good. How you doing, man? What's going on? Are you in Soho in New York right now?
Yeah, I'm enjoying a nice weather like you guys are. It's crazy.
And you that's great, man. Now you have an apartment. Is it a single apartment? You have roommates that you share it with? What's the story?
Thank God, no. I grew up,
Nice.
so I was on my own since I was like 16 years old. I
saw that.
Yeah, and then it like a little bit after that, I was like, once I could finally just be on my own, I was like, I can't live with my friends anymore. If you want to still be my friend, you know.
You don't want to live with me.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the modeling and acting? You've been on your own since 16.
Yeah,
so when did you get started in that?
When did you get the bug?
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I was on my own since young, so I think I imagined it at like a really young age, and then I had thought like, okay, well, we started doing skate videos actually with our friends, and so I would always kind of like get into that, and I saw the way my friends kind of looked at me, and then I said, you know, North Carolina was such a small place. I would watch these movies on the screen. I would watch a lot of gangster movies. I would watch a lot of The Godfather. I like
Nice.
Good Will Hunting. I kind of related to that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would say with things like Good Will Hunting, I'd be like, that feels like me. And then when I would watch things that were like, you know, these classics, I didn't know that that was method acting. And when I came to New York and I started kind of getting involved with different agencies and people started pitching things to me, I just really got into the method and I started doing theater. And then I really fell in love with the art. So yeah, I started doing a little bit of modeling and things during the pandemic, and I started my own company, and I just kind of like made my own path, you know, as I came out. I think everything kind of came together, you know, like as I was making my moves and I came out and I had this vision, and I was like, I want to make something specific, and I want to make something that kind of could relate to people the same way that Good Will Hunting related to me. I didn't really want the commercial aspect of anything, so I really wanted to represent, you know, a story that people could kind of see, and then they could get something in their lives, and then they could kind of, you know, have their own take on it. And so I started with that.
Sure. Hey, tell people what method acting is, because that's kind of interesting, and I have a little story about that too. Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Your take on method acting.
Yeah, method acting. It's an elusive kind of you know, technique, I guess, in a lot of ways. Everybody's got like some interpretations of what they think about method, but for me, it was really a lot about sort of taking your own life experiences and then seeing kind of in a character, well, where do I hold up against the text, and where can I dive into myself, and I could find relation to myself in this character, but then how can I see this character as maybe aspects of myself that I never really discovered before. So I would take a play and I would start to make the character based around sort of like context clues that I found in the script. And then I would say, okay, so this guy is in the 1980s and, you know, he must be into rock and roll and his dad's like this, maybe he's into graffiti. So I would start getting into doing those things and then start kind of embodying it and doing it in my regular life. And I got some cool skills like that. So
nice. You know, method acting is, you know, people will like, I got a part in an indie film and I was playing a really, really bad guy. So I said, okay, I'm going to be this guy for 24/7. Okay. So the wife was cooking dinner. I said, you know, you might want to hurry up with that dinner. I'm about to get pissed. She looked at me and put the spatula down.
Get the hell out.
No.
She said, I'm gonna slap the character off your face if you don't knock it off. So that's
Fair.
taking care. Yeah, method acting a little too far. But anyway, so yeah.
It's hard to live with people when you do method acting.
Well, that's like, what's his name? Who's the famous actor who played Lincoln? Daniel
Right.
Day-Lewis, right?
Yeah.
They said that he was Lincoln for like a month. He was just Lincoln, and that was
Did
it.
you see that? Did you see that picture of me with the beard?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
right.
And there was
right there.
Yes. All right. So this is me method acting, and this is right before this is during the pandemic actually. And I had my setup during this time. And so before this, I didn't have the beard. I was doing a different play. And then we decided we want to do that play at Soho Rep. And the house that we had already like had set up to do the productions at, I decided I want to do this play, Brilliant Traces. So I discovered like this guy is an Alaskan guy who's living in a barn that he's made shift into like a living situation. I'm kind of living isolated off the grid. So I hadn't watched the news. I had no idea of anything that was going on. I grew this beard and I just kind of stayed in character for like 4 months before the pandemic. And then when the pandemic hit, we still had the setup. So like they came on stage whenever I was acting and they said, okay, you know, Broadway's shutting down. We need to shut everything down. So I didn't know how long I would be in this character, but I stayed as this mountain man for like a good 3 or 4 months afterwards. All my friends were like, no more jumpsuits, please. Just when are you coming back?
I love it, man. Now listen, man, you started is it Creode? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Creode. So
yeah.
you have this company, Creode Inc., and you have a theater, right? That goes along with it?
Well, yeah, it's a theater presentation company. So there's a lot of great historic theaters over here in New York City. Right. Where a lot of these like icons and pioneers that I really respect had like really done a lot of their work early on, even just little, you know, churches and things. And then I started doing things in like a little bit bigger production houses. But yeah, we partnered with a couple of, you know, agencies that were working on Broadway. I met some Broadway writers and they would see how dedicated I was to these scripts. I would say, hey, look, like I have this book and it's falling apart and I love this character and here's how I see it. And they'd say, okay, hold on. You know, we have to sit down and have a meeting. And then they would find out why I was so obsessed with their story. And I met some really cool people like that, being somebody that was from like the middle of, you know, nowhere in the South. And then in like a little urban city and then coming out to New York, I was like, wow, you can really, with your passion, you can meet these people. So that was my theater company. And now I'm starting to do a film.
Love it, love it.
Oh,
One of our viewers, Cheryl, says, Adam, you look so much older with a beard. Did you feel like a grizzly bear?
Yeah, it started. I didn't know I could really grow a beard like that before.
Right, I know I can't.
And then it takes time because it keeps growing and growing in. And then I realized you have to really take care of it. Like you got to put oils in your beard, and you gotta comb it.
It's itchy, man. It gets itchy.
Yeah, it starts to get unruly. So
that's so funny. Listen, I saw a quote from you. I'm molded by fire and I have a big vision. And I thought that was pretty cool because that's kind of the way we are with this show, right? We started it 2 years ago at the pandemic, was kind of a little hobby. And now I've got this fire in my belly where I think about it, even with all my other jobs that I do, it's 24 hours a day. And I am on a mission with Phil and Suki and some other folks who are working with us. We can't stop doing the show until it gets to where we need it to be. So I kind of so that's kind of our vision. But what fire are you molded by, and what is it? Is it being a big actor, filmmaker, model, or a mix of all of them?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think what you guys are doing is like, in a way, that we're connecting to something that's kind of transcendent, and then that's sort of inside of us. So what you're doing, I feel like, is like. It's not only just like a noble thing, but it's like you're putting something out through your vision that you see, you know, in the world. And you're sort of like, we're sort of guided by this intuition that tells us, I want to express, I want to be free. I want to make something that can relate to other people and that can be that way. So I think, you know, me, I just had this passion. I had these ideas. I was in North Carolina in the middle of, you know, Salisbury. And then even when I decided to move to New York and do different things, people were like, you know, look at you funny. Like, are you gonna, you know, really, you're gonna go to New York and you're gonna do all of this stuff. And I just thought in my mind that every time I heard something it wasn't that I didn't agree with, but that I knew wasn't in line with this like vision that I had or whatever, you know, I was trying to put out there. And what I felt was this freeing truth that I had. I just kind of like kept getting the confidence, you know, to push all of that stuff away from me further and further. So that was like I'm still doing it, you know, in life in that way, and just kind of, you know, living in that way. I love these pictures. This is great. I love you guys are showing this.
Hey, listen, man, you put in your name. All you got to do is put in your name, and you got. I was like, damn, this guy's got some good abs. Jesus.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been working still too.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
A lot of the country is a little slower than others opening up. So is your theater, are you guys able to, go in maskless and do shows just, however you want to, or how is that going?
Right. Yeah. I didn't want to really do shows without having to do the mask well, because I put on my show when the pandemic had happened. So we left our setup for a while, and it takes a lot, to put on a show and to get involved in all of that stuff. So in New York, it's kind of like the last spot where Broadway that you have to wear, your mask and you have to show everything. So I was like, during this time, everything got so shooken up for me too. And I had a great team. I had people that were, looking at our productions and things. And I took a step back and then I was like, okay, let me get into modeling. And then let me start doing, we had a couple of really excellent theater shows that were ready to present. So I was like, all right, let's get involved in doing the modeling. And then sort of our film started taking off after that. We got a lot of different people interested in our film. So we're going to be pushing that out. And then I got a theater show that might even go along with it. So I feel like that will be really excellent. And wherever I got to put it on, we're going to put it on. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, as you were growing up as that 15, 16-year-old, kind of living on your own, wanting to get into this business, was there and is there still, are there actors, actresses that you were just like you emulated? You were like, oh yeah, I got to be like that.
Yeah, for sure. It was like maybe different aspects of different people because you catch them in their movies and things. So you're like,
Sure.
oh, okay. I really, growing up, I liked a lot, like I said, I liked a lot of Matt Damon stuff, really. And then I really liked James Dean and Marlon Brando when I started looking
Nice.
at old movies.
Sure.
And I got really, really into like Paul Newman and just watching the old movies all the time. And I love the bravado that these guys carry,
Yeah.
when they're acting. So I just I feel like that,
Oh my God, Paul Newman movies. There's so many Towering Inferno and Butch Cassidy and all those movies,
Yeah.
man.
I like Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke. What we have here is
Yeah.
failure to communicate.
Yeah. There's some bizarre
right?
scenes in that movie. It's a good,
So
it's a
great.
good one.
And he's just, he's one of those guys, even as he got older, like Robert Redford, man, even as they were old men, they were still like these handsome, right, superstar Hollywood dudes. It was like, man, you should only wish to look that good when you're in your 70s and 80s, right?
Yeah, they were like strong in it. And also Paul Newman. I mean, I didn't know much, but as growing up, I was like, my mom was trying to get into the vegan stuff for me. And she would buy the Numinos. And so I always, I saw Paul Newman on that as an older guy. I didn't make the connection for a long time.
I love it, man. I love it. Listen, you're doing everything but singing, man. You ever gonna add that to the list? No singing for you?
If they need anybody that's like a parody of a good singer, like a bad singer on Broadway, I think
that's me. That's when Phil and I do our duets. That's me to his really good singing. I'm like I'm the guy who can't sing.
Yeah, it's like deadpan. I like his comedy characters too. I like to be kind of the character that's kind of experiencing things with the other character, like the deadpan kind of guy. I think that's my spot. If I'm gonna do singing, I'm not gonna stretch it too far.
Well, hey, I guess Superman even has his kryptonite. You're this good looking dude who's like, okay, I'm acting over here. Well, you know what? I want to model, but I can't really sing. Whoa, there's hope for the rest of us. He maybe does have some sort of fault.
Yeah,
but
right.
That's so awesome, man. You're killing it. You're killing it.
Yeah, man. So listen, what's in the immediate future? What can we expect in the immediate future from you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be traveling. I'm doing a lot of the modeling stuff. I love doing the modeling because it's like a short little film in a way. You kind of get to set up a concept, you get to do some shots, and you get to have a mood and kind of do that stuff. But I really am interested and I'm excited to show everybody a little bit of leaks from this movie project I'm talking about. So we're gonna be doing that on Instagram, and they're gonna be some things on some different platforms, but a lot of it you'll see with me sort of teaming up with different artists. And you might get to meet some different people that are a little bit similar to me that are, interested. So I'll kind of direct and act in that.
Love it,
Nice.
man. Love it. Adam, listen, man, pleasure to have you. And Listen, keep that fire, man. Don't let people tell you
yes.
you can't do it when you know you can. You've heard
Of
so many
course.
success stories, right? Of people
Yeah.
who know 100 no's till you get that one yes, and you're off
Yeah.
and running. Right?
Exactly. Cool.
All right,
Thanks,
my man.
guys.
Listen, thank
Good
you
talking
so
to you,
much.
Adam.
And well, listen,
Thank you.
when you get this project going, come back on so we could promote it for you.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you
Yes.
so much. All right.
pal.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
See you, bud.
See
Enjoy.
you, Adam.
Take
Bye.
care, pal. What a good guy, Phil.
Yeah, he is.
Young guy, motivated.
I'm glad somebody can look good when they go.
Yeah.
Because I look horrible.
He's a good-looking kid. I bet you he has no problem
he's
dating.
Yeah, dating. He's gonna make it because he's got too many talents, man.
Yeah, listen, and if you don't let the no's disappoint you and get you down, then you just keep going, man.
Oh
just
yeah,
keep going. Like us. Look,
Hey.
I hear 100 no's a day. Philly
yeah. I was
kid.
gonna
They
say,
can't
if
tell
I let-
me.
if I let the nose get me down, all I would do is just sit in my room all day.
Yeah, which sometimes I feel like doing that, but then you know what? You wake up the next day and you're back.
Yeah.
Anyway, so listen, Drew Gasparini, a sensational Broadway composer. He's a singer. He's a lyricist. He's got it all going on. Drew's going to join us in just a little bit.
Yes.
Philly kid, we started yesterday running these 90-second like these e-commerce commercials that Suki and I started doing.
Right, they
And
look good.
They started running on TV stations around the country during programs, and it's all based on the response, right?
Yeah.
So it's a response-driven thing. So
Right.
we're gonna run those during the show in between guests and whatnot. And I hope that our audience can help us out. The products that we have in our pieces are just one product of many that are on the steals and deals. So here's one of those. Suki and I having a little fun. And we're going to come back. Drew Gasparini on the other side. Philly Kid will sing a tune or two. Lots more to go, everybody. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Suki.
Hey, everybody. I'm Scott.
All right, Scott, what are you doing?
Suki, you know what? This is a mess. I can't even find the right key to get into the house.
Tell me about it.
Oh,
you need to get the key smart. I can't believe you don't have it.
The key smart. That's what I should have. It would help me organize this mess.
What a mess. Think about this and think about this.
Oh, my God.
This is the solution that you need to have.
Hey, what is it? 14 keys on there,
14
right?
keys fit into this handy-dandy device. It also has USB cord.
Yes, for the LED light, which lasts 45 days if you're looking for your keys in the dark. Come on, Sue, who hasn't lost their keys?
Yeah, everybody's lost their keys. I got a story, and this is a true story. I've actually locked my kids in the house.
No
It was
way.
terrible, and
You
I
locked your
actually
kids
had to have the cops come and get my door open. If I had this, I would have known where the keys were, and I would have been able to get my kids and set them free.
Oh, listen, you know what I love about KeySmart is once you have it, for free, you can connect with the Tile app, which means you can actually find your phone with KeySmart. Suk, I got to tell you, I was away overseas visiting my daughter. I left my phone inside a taxi cab. I was paying the guy, left it in there right on the seat. 25 minutes later, by some miracle, I finally got it back. But if I would have had the KeySmart, I would have got it back sooner.
And we've got a really great deal for you. You can buy one, get one free. KeySmart.
Yeah, we really want you guys to have it. It's 40% off. It's an amazing deal. And you buy one, get one free. Get one for the person you love. KeySmart, localsteals.com.
You know, I got to get me one of those key smarts because I walk around looking like one of the high school janitors with the big key ring on my, my belt.
Yeah, right. Like Schneider from One Day at a Time. Right?
Yeah.
Hey,
I need
speaking
one.
of old sitcoms, Philly Kid, I'm gonna give you a little two picture test right here.
Okay.
All right. How are you at your 70s and 80s sitcom? Really 70s we're going right here.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
So here I'm gonna put up a character from a TV show. And I want you to tell me the TV show and the character's name.
Okay.
Ready? I'll accept one or the other, but I would love it if you could do both for the car. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here's number one. Tell me who that is and what show he's from.
He is on WKRP in Cincinnati, but is it Johnny? No, that's not Johnny.
Nope. And I can tell you right now, it's not KRP in Cincinnati.
It's not?
No.
It's not WKRP in Cincinnati. Oh, man.
I'll give you a hint. He used to hang out at the Regal Beagle.
The Regal Beagle. Man, it's just like I'm going back to the 70s watching him on TV.
Let's see if any of our anybody in our audience knows. Anybody get it? Pam has the right show. Pam has the right show. Lee Burke has the right name. I'm looking for the full name. I don't know if you could see them up on the side of your screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're giving you the answer.
Yeah. Would it happen to be Three's Company?
It is Three's Company. And Lee got it. His name is Larry, but who can tell me without Googling, who can tell me what Larry's last name is on the show? Because he was that really cheesy car salesman.
Right.
So it's Larry what?
Larry Fine. Larry.
That's the Three Stooges.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Larry Dallas.
There
it is. Dallas. Donna got it. Donna Armani got the right answer. Larry Dallas. All right, I'm going to give you one more. It's a fun game, right? Because you know who it is. You just can't think about it.
Right.
Here's the next one. See if you could tell me, before we bring Drew Gasparini in, see if you could tell me the character in the show of this fella right here. Who is that, Phil? You'll blow me away if you get the answer to this. And although, while it is it should come to you right away if you watch the show. Which character and what show is this kid from? See if anybody in the audience gets it before we bring Drew in.
Oh, I forget what.
It
looks like John Denver, but looks like John Denver, but
he doesn't look a little like John Denver, right?
I can't remember. I remember watching the show, but I cannot remember the name.
The answer, Philly kid, is Oliver it's cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch.
Wow.
Jeannie Clay got that one right. Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch. He was the one when he came on, there was always bad luck going on. Remember? Tiger the dog would get lost. Something would break. It was very fun.
Wow.
All right, Philly kid. So Adam Geiger, great guest, good kid, actor, model, filmmaker, great kid, great future ahead of him. Drew Gasparini he's a composer, he's a singer, he's a songwriter, musical theater star. You talk about a talented guy, Philly kid.
Yeah,
this is a talented guy right here.
Oh,
let me show you a little bit of Drew, and then we'll bring him in on the other side. Take a look.
I never meant to go hurt anybody. They said it might be nice for you. It's time for me to go. I've had enough of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It was backstage California, doing blow and drinking right. I was strictly there for high participation. Nobody warned you how good it feels, how bad it stinks. Sometimes it's more to life than singing. Nothing wrong with taking chances, as long as we hurt anybody. As long as we hurt anybody.
Ah, there he is.
Hi.
What's going on, Drew?
Nice.
Oh, nothing. Just enjoying the tropics here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, the beautiful islands of St. Louis.
Absolutely. Huh? The beachy breezes. It's very nice.
Nice. Little arch action there in St. Louis.
Yeah, absolutely. We're out here for the big pre-Broadway production of The Karate Kid, which is coming to Broadway next year.
Yeah. Nice. So you're basically is this like the test market is St. Louis?
Yeah. Usually what happens before a show goes to Broadway, they'll do an out-of-town tryout before the critics in New York can come slaughter you. They want to see, how you do in other circuits. So you can go to San Diego, Seattle, Atlanta, all over the place. And we're doing it at Stages St. Louis here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Wow, that's amazing.
Very exciting.
So tell us how this this all began and how this came to fruition.
Yeah,
this
a musical, Karate Kid, right?
Yeah, well, you look at the Broadway landscape right now. There's a lot of movie adaptations, Pretty Woman, and even Waitress, and things like that. There's a lot of adaptations in general. Hamilton is an adaptation of that book.
Yeah.
So when this was brought to my attention, this had to have been maybe June of 2018. And I really needed a job, but when my agent called with this job in mind, I said no. That sounds so stupid to me.
Right.
Like the musical idea of Karate Kid sounded so wrong. And then the producers pursued and pursued and pursued. They had listened to my album, I Could Use a Drink, and they were like, we really think that you're the right fit for this. Please talk to the director. There's that album. Please talk to the director. Please talk to the writer of the movie, Robert Mark Kamen, who's going to be coming on and writing the book.
Wow.
Talk to them and just see if what they say excites you. And I talked to him, and the truth is I hadn't seen the movie since I was 10 years old.
Sure.
I went and I rewatched the movie. It is such a gorgeous story about a teacher and mentor student kind of relationship. And I really connect with that because my whole life, my whole career any success I've had is due to the mentorship I've had along the way.
Right.
Always feeling like the underdog, like Daniel's son. So I wrapped my head around the idea that they tossed me. I was like, oh my God, I know how this sings. And I sat down and I wrote 3 songs in 20 minutes. I'm not even kidding. I sent them to the producers. And the producers are like, you got it. You nailed it. That's exactly what we're looking for. And the more we've worked on it, they flew me to Okinawa. They flew me out to Okinawa in Japan to study the music out there so we could be authentic when it comes to the character of Miyagi.
Yeah.
We're pulling a lot of really fun, Peter Gabriel style, eclectic world music pop put into the score. There's an 80s vibe. We're not using any of this. Everybody says, are you using the best around from the movie? We're not using any of the songs from the movie. This is all original, and it's a really beautiful adaptation that's really going to resonate with today's audience.
If they had given me that task, the first thing I would have been like is Daniel's son, wax on, wax
yeah,
on.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Wax
Is there going to
on.
be a wax on, wax off tap number? No, there isn't. It's as honest and vibrant and special as any musical I've ever seen, and then some. I really think we're going to defy expectations.
That's great, man. So that's May 25th through June 26th. Is that?
That's right. That's when we're going to be playing at the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center in St. Louis, or Kirkwood rather, and we'll be on Broadway shortly after that.
That's beautiful.
Wow, that's awesome. Good. You know that the original movie is so iconic in a lot of people's lives, and did you ever have any contact during this project with Ralph Macchio or
any of those guys?
William Zabka?
Very funny enough, right when I booked the job of the Karate Kid, the day after my stock was up that week, and I got another gig writing a Super Bowl ad for Skittles.
Skittles, yeah. I saw
and in the cast, there was a big publicity stunt. Instead of doing a commercial where they pay $30 million for half a minute of airtime, they do a big publicity stunt instead, and they did a full-length musical about Skittles starring Michael C. Hall instead. And in that cast was a girl named Julia Macchio, and it was Ralph Macchio's daughter.
Yeah, she's in Cobra Kai.
Yes, and now she's on Cobra Kai, and we're still good friends, and we text all the time. And I went up to her the second day of rehearsal. I go, is your dad Ralph Macchio? Because she even looks like him. And she goes, yeah. I go, I just booked the Karate Kid. I'm going to be writing Karate Kid. She goes, that's you. I've heard all about it. So yes, I've met Ralph, and Julia's lovely, and
that's great.
Of course, I'm writing the show with Robert Mark Kamen, who wrote the original movies.
Nice.
I think she plays his younger sister in Cobra Kai.
She's like cousin something.
Or cousin, one of them. But she's terrific too.
She's amazing. Yeah.
That's great, man. That's really cool.
Wow.
And when it comes to you've done so much stuff where you're writing Broadway shows, but I also see you're singing out there so much, and you love to perform.
Yeah.
Is there any immediate Broadway acting and singing in your future? Or are you sticking to mostly behind the scenes.
If someone says, "Hey, we like how you perform, come be in this show," then yes, but I cannot do. I know firsthand now, just watching these actors do it. It is what I do is a grind. What they do is way further a grind.
Yeah.
The amount of no's you get per day, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah,
It's tough.
we were just talking about that with Adam Geiger, who was on.
Yeah,
it's a model. He's an aspiring actor, and I said, "Listen, man, you got to get it. You're going to get 100 no's.
Yeah,
that 101st person can be the yes that catapults you to money and superstardom and whatever it is."
that is exactly right. That is exactly right. I mean, and it was a dream at first to come out to New York and be an actor. I was always a songwriter, always a musician, always performed in shows when I was, younger.
Yeah.
Look at that handsome bald man. And when I came out to New York, I auditioned for a couple things. I even booked a couple things. That's a totally different bald man. That's not even me.
That's not you?
No.
That was listed as you.
Oh my God. It's fraud. There's fraud on the
They
internet.
screwed me on that one.
That's so funny. But I learned pretty quickly that acting comes with thick skin that I don't have. Being a songwriter, you need to have thin skin so you can experience emotions and pour them out onto the page. And I enjoy my thin skin. I can't take it into the audition room.
Man, I gotta tell you, Drew. You said something earlier about you kind of always felt like you were this underdog while you were growing up, and when Scott told me you were going to be on the show, I've been listening to Drew Gasparini music all day, and I got to tell you, I'm always looking for inspiration and hope, and several of your songs, which are now on my playlist, I got to tell you, I mean, they gave me just that inspiration and hope, and
thanks, Phil.
And I got to tell you, listening to all those songs, and there's one, and it may be it's a couple of years old, I guess, and you might not even want to talk about it, but I'll stick around.
Yeah. Woo, Phil.
Hey, listen, that just gave me chill bumps again, just like the first time I heard it.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe even a couple of tears, but I got to tell you, that's probably my favorite song going right now, and I love it. And thank you for the inspiration and the hope that you give to people. I mean, it gave me that immediately. And beautiful, beautiful song.
By the way, Drew, Phil cries when people lose on The Price is Right. So don't.
Phil, you and I, we're spirit animals. I get it too. If the wind blows too hard, I shed a tear. It's a bizarre thing.
No, it was that song.
I appreciate you saying that, and I don't mind talking about anything I write. It's out there for the world to see. Hello. It's out there for the world to hear and see, and it's because where I might have thin skin, I feel like the way to feel like you're not alone in whatever your situation is to share your stories and your circumstances with others so that they can connect to it and feel less alone as well. So I'm really happy that song brought you that experience, Phil.
True. You feel like doing like 30 seconds of it, a little acapella?
Oh God.
You got it in you?
Remember the words. I'll stick around. I'll stick around. Is that enough right now?
Yeah,
enough.
Yes.
Listen, you know what? You get better from doing that. I want to show everybody this, a little bit of you singing "Let You Go." Take a look at this.
You led us into the ocean. You fed me to the sharks. You let me stay hopeful for the light, but the sun done vanished now. We're stuck in the dark. I'm always gonna be the first one to bleed. Even when it's a feeding frenzy, I know you're coming back for me. If only I relied on time to do me any favors. If only I believed my fate could relinquish any pain. If only I could go on living knowing that I never have control. Perhaps I'd finally learn to let you go. Oh no. Yes, I finally learned to let you go.
Nice.
Oh man!
Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Very nice. You know, I'm hearing somebody in your voice. I can't figure it out. Is there someone people tell you sound like?
A lot of people tell me my singing voice sounds like Jason Mraz. I get
Okay,
that.
that too, but I just heard it. I just heard it as you were singing that song. I was also hearing the lead singer of Rascal Flatts in there.
Oh, sure. I don't know his name, but he's great.
Like that song, every road, right? I was almost feeling, and you sound just like him. That's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Beautiful, man. You know, really good.
Appreciate it.
But you have your own. You have your own.
Oh yeah, no. Listen,
well, you know, everything. I like that. There's a great Keith Richards quote, and I think it goes for the style of your voice. It goes for the songs you write. He says, "Only one song has ever been written, and every song after that is some version of that song."
Of that song.
So I feel like that's how singing is for me.
Right.
Too,
what hasn't been done, man? What hasn't been done?
Exactly.
You know, there's a couple of other of your songs that kind of gives me the feeling that you know, you family was strong to you growing up. There's a song called Little Sister, and a song called Danny and Andrew, and it's basically about big brothers and little sisters.
Yeah.
I mean, talk a little bit about that, because it's very awesome.
That's amazing. I never get asked about my family, and I write about them all the time.
Yeah, I noticed that.
My brother we're Irish twins. He's 11 months older than me. So we were just like kind of forced to be best friends as kids, bunk beds until we were in our late teens kind of thing. And he's just kind of a prankster, and I would do anything to try to get him to laugh because he was so good at making everybody laugh. And I think any humor I put into my work is an influence directly from him. Both my sisters are younger than me, and my brother was such a good older brother that I learned the importance of being an older brother. And I got these two lovely sisters, Casey and Chloe. Casey's an actress and a TV writer, and Chloe is a songwriter in Los Angeles. So we're all artists. And that's all credit to my parents, who worked their butt off doing things that maybe they didn't love all the way so that we could do something that we loved all the way. And that's the greatest kind of sacrifice and support anybody who's an artist can have.
Yeah, and that's awesome, man, because you know you're killing it out here, and you're still giving props to your family. I love that. I love that.
Always. Thanks, Phil. Yeah,
Drew,
always.
Tell me about because we've had a couple friends of the show that we know for a long time, Mary Lou Henner and Gloria Rubin, and all these folks that sing at 54 Below, which is a great place. You do something there. Do you still do Drew Gasparini and friends there?
You know, I've been performing there for about 10 years, and we went from doing like 10 shows a year to like 3 shows a year. Now it's turned into like 1 show a year, and it's usually around the fall. We'll do like a back to school show because New York goes to the Hamptons in the summer. So when everyone comes back, that's when we like to do the shows. And we pack the house, and people get out of their seats, and it doesn't feel like a musical theater cabaret. It feels like a real, you go to like the best wedding you ever went to, and you meet somebody there, and you're like, we're going to be lifelong friends. It feels like that. And actually, this is a perfect time to announce that this July, on the 25th of July, I'm going to kind of semi-retire from doing the concert thing in the musical theater world, because these concerts take a lot of time. There's 17 singers. They got to learn new songs. I got to write new songs for the thing. And with the Karate Kid and the other things I'm writing for Universal and whatnot, it's become too much to take on as often as we do. So this is kind of a farewell show on July 25th. Tickets are available at 54below.com. If anybody's listening and want to come check us out. I promise, I'm not even tooting my own horn. It feels so collective. It's like a big jacuzzi of love. We have the best damn time. People march back up the stairs out onto the street, still singing, and we'll even take the entire audience to the after party. So it's a really good
great, man. And that's July, and that's like because I know July 20. Is that like a Monday or a Sunday night?
We do Mondays. The reason we do a Monday night is because that is when Broadway is dark.
I get it.
They're not doing shows, so I can wrangle some Broadway performers to come sing.
I gotta remember that, because I love to pop in and check that. I love hanging out and singing and just
come
watching
by,
people
man. It's
play.
a good time.
Couple tequilas, I'm up singing Manilow. It's the deal. What's this person's name?
This person is Gordon. This person is my dog. This
love
person is the best, greatest little creature.
Yeah, I
I miss him
love it.
terribly right now. I had to leave him back in New York while I'm out here. He is the best. He is
Who's
so funny.
who's watching him?
My girlfriend.
Okay.
Another shout out. Hey, Allie.
Nice.
She's in New York right now taking care of him.
So I love nothing better than dogs, man. Nothing better.
Humans who dress like their dogs or vice versa.
Yeah,
that's
that's
sickness,
fine.
and I'm okay with that disease.
I love it. You wrote me. You knew who Oliver was from the Brady
Yes,
Bunch?
I did.
Nice.
I was like waiting for you to say it, Phil. I was like, it's Cousin Oliver. It's Cousin Oliver. My mom was obsessed with the Brady Bunch, and I just remember watching it Nick at night. We'd watch that stuff all the time.
Yeah, you could always tell when a show in the 70s was reaching its end because the kids are getting too grown up, so they got to bring in a cute younger person.
A new element of cute needs to come in. We're losing viewers. Get that other young guy in here. Yeah,
Oliver was a total screw up back on,
Oliver,
on the Brady, right? Everything was going wrong with Oliver. So listen, man, I have this amazing idea for a Broadway show.
Oh, great! Here we go.
And I'm not going to tell you about it because
I've never heard this before.
I only tell people who I know won't steal it from me.
Okay.
Because it's such a sure shot idea.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna tell it to you like this. You know how they've done the Billy Joels and the Rock of Ages and all these other shows. Okay. Yeah. There is a group out there with 25, 30 top hits. Okay.
Okay.
When I listen to their songs, okay, there's a character in those songs that they mention a couple times in a couple different songs. Okay. You might pick it up from what I'm saying. This is all clues. They're a very famous group. The songs are all very famous songs. When I look at those songs, there is a Broadway show in there, just like has been done. Like I said, Billy Joel and Tina Turner and MJ and all these songs about people.
Absolutely.
I sat down at the start of the pandemic. I started to write the show because the songs are there. They would just have to be redone in that Broadway style, which I know nothing about. I know the songs, but when you look at those songs, you could see how they would work in telling of the story of the characters that they mention. If you turn the whole show into the story about those characters,
I'm so desperate to know who.
Am I making sense?
I hear what you're saying. I'm not figuring out who the artist is.
And I don't even know if we did a treatment and put like the first scene together and then gave it to that artist who's the main, singer of the group would probably have to approve it. He may just be like, hey, you know what? I'm not making a Broadway show with my stuff, but I could see him doing it.
Yep.
And it would be, there's so many fans of this group because they sell out stadiums all over the world. If you had this in a little theater in New York, it would be sold out for a long time.
Till the end of time. I'm
end
sure
of time.
I mean, like that's a commercial juggernaut, I'm sure.
I already have one of the names of their songs is the title of the show.
I want to know so bad.
And it's the name of the song.
Is the song Living on a Prayer? I'm trying to guess the group.
Wait, how'd you guess?
Was that it?
Did we speak already?
No, is that real?
That's it, man. That's it. Living on a Prayer.
Everybody, grab this idea. Take it with you.
Living on a Prayer. The story of Tommy and Gina.
Oh, great idea.
Right.
You just got to talk to whoever has the estate of this group that we're not going to name, but everybody's making
right. I'm like, listen, Tommy used to work on the docks, right?
Hey, this is like, they call it a jukebox musical. That's what it's called. So,
guys,
what those musicals do, besides put guys like me who write the songs out of work, no worries. They do help the band that's already made millions make more money. So I think you're actually onto something here. It's really good.
Drew, I'm telling you.
This is, I don't know if you knew this, but the keyboardist of this band is a Broadway composer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wrote the musicals Memphis. He wrote Diane.
Is that David? What's his name?
Yeah, I think it is David. David Bryan.
David Bryan.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. I got to get a hold of David Bryan.
Yeah, actually, I'm sure he's been talked to about this before. Probably.
I don't know. I'm no genius, and I'm sure the idea's probably been floated by these guys 100 times. Why wouldn't it? So there's got to be a reason why there hasn't been a Bon Jovi.
I'll tell you why they might say no is because to get a musical from page to stage, it takes 5 to 15 years.
Oh,
that's not a joke. The process is so long. You got to have patience, and you have to be willing to, as they say, kill your babies, meaning it could be the best lyric in the song. That's going to be the first one cut. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, it can get brutal, and it's a really long process because you don't get to go in the editing room to put the movie together. This has to be frozen as it is on stage, 8 nights, 8 shows a week. It's got to look the way you end up with, so it takes a long time to get there.
Really? Because I was thinking Tommy and Gina, you know, there's some type of unintentional murder that happens, and they're on the run.
Yeah.
And all these, I'm a cowboy.
Listen,
all these
man,
songs.
You got to write the treatment. You got to get it to David Bryan. You got to get it to the Bon Jovi estate.
And there's 2 songs that mention Tommy and Gina.
That's practically a whole musical.
I'm telling you, it's written. All we got to do is come up with what's in Act 1 and what's in Act 2.
It's as easy as that. Kids, if you're listening, it's as easy as that.
I'm telling you, I have thought about this so many times, and I'm like, all right, I'll figure it out later. And I'm just
$1 million idea, Scott.
$1 million. I could see us on the red carpet. Hey, Scott, how'd you come up with this idea? I don't know. Nobody else did. It was sitting right there.
It was right under our noses.
It's right there. How's it not been done? That is so funny, man. All right, we'll give it another whirl. We'll see if we can get David Bryan on the show. I'll run it.
Yeah, that's the move. That's the move.
In 3 years, you're gonna see coming out this spring on Broadway, Living on a Prayer, the Tommy and Gina story.
Hey, I want to talk about Drew some more.
Go ahead.
You know, I said earlier that you're an inspiration, and I got to tell you, one of my biggest inspirational and motivator songs that you do, and I saw it on your Facebook page, Bad Mother Effer.
Yeah.
you got a lot of songs like that too.
Oh my gosh, man. That got me all
I'm not
pumped
invited
up.
to a lot of churches to play, but I
Tell me about that song.
Bad Mother Effer is a song I wrote, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And this does not speak for all artists, but I like to say being an artist is one of the most misunderstood professions, and it really hurts to do it, and you don't realize the work. There's some people who sit on the edge of their bed with their acoustic guitar and say, why am I not famous yet? And then there are some people who wake up at 7 and start their work day writing emails, getting meetings together, talking to your agent, asking what's next, pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
And when you see some people who come from the world of producing or another realm of show business, sometimes those people don't understand how hard the artist is working. Right. And I think that's when you got to be like, now listen, you get a little Samuel L. Jackson comes and goes, I'm a bad mother. So you got to understand, respect this.
Yeah.
So
it says it right on the wallet. It says it right on the wallet.
Exactly. It says it right on the wallet. That's right. So it's just try to respect your fellow artists if you can kind of anthem. That's all it is.
I love it, man. I love it.
I appreciate you, Phil. Thanks.
Yeah, you do a couple of fun. I thought I saw one too, where because I was actually going to use it to intro you, and it was something with something bastard. The name of the song was something.
Yeah,
bastard.
Dumb Bastard.
Dumb Bastard. There you go. I was going to use that one.
Another salty song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here to make my mom proud. That's all.
Listen, man, Drew, absolute honor to have you.
Thank you so much. A privilege to be here, guys.
Let me throw that up again one more time. Hold on. Boom. Where'd it go? Karate Kid. So here it is right here. This is in St. Louis.
Yes.
Right. What theater?
It's at the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
Please come check it out. And honestly, opening night is already sold out. Closing night is almost sold out. And many of the shows are selling so fast that there's only a handful of tickets left. So if you're in the area, now's the time to snag your tickets.
I could totally see that getting to Broadway, man. I really could.
Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, so last question. How long did it take from inception to writing to everything else to get this show to stage?
Well, I got to give credit to our fantastic producers, because during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, they were just so reassuring that we're going to come back. We're going to come back with a vengeance. Don't slow down. Keep talking about ideas. So we wrote and worked during that time.
Right.
And I think it's because of that we kind of made this a quicker process than typical.
Because you had the time. Yeah,
I started at the end like December of 2018 started writing this. So this is relatively quick. It'll have been 5 years by the time we get to
5 years.
Broadway.
There you go. Drew, thank you, man. Good, best
got
of
it,
luck,
guys.
bud.
Bill, Scott, thanks a lot, guys.
Listen, you ever need me to
Drew.
babysit the dog, you let me know.
You got it. You
Gordon.
got it. Take care,
Take
guys.
care, my man. Have
you,
a good
Drew.
one. Philly Kid, that is one talented man.
Wow. Yeah,
Right?
he is. Man, great guy, too. Great guy. Wow.
It'd be great to be able to just, play, sing, write, put music together. I mean, I don't even know what that's like. I can't do it, Phil.
Yeah, does it all. Does it all. Wow.
I mean, just think of it. If you ever sat down to try to write a song, okay, even if you wrote a poem, and then, okay, it's probably, you get the poem laid out, but then how the heck do you put it to music that makes people sing that poem?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's wild.
Yeah.
Crazy. Listen, man, do you, well, we didn't get him to sing all that much. That's one thing. You want to do a little sing-songage?
Oh.
Here's what I'll do, Philly Kid. You find something, and I'll give everybody.
Hey, I'm Suki.
Hey, everybody, I'm Scott.
Scott, I heard the statistic, which I thought was absolutely mind-blowing.
Go ahead.
80% of people who get into accidents are actually distracted while driving. That's what happens.
Yeah, listen, don't I know it? And I'm so mad at myself because on my way over here, I dropped my, I'm always eating the French fries,
Right, yeah.
Suki. I dropped them in the side by my seat where
And
you
you were
can't
leaning
get
over?
to. I had a crick in my neck, and I almost drove off the road. And I forgot you gave me the drop stop.
This is the drop stop that could have saved your life and could have saved that French fry. Listen, it's a really easy thing. You put this in the passenger side, and you could also put it in the driver's side. It stretches to fit any seat.
Yeah.
You could also make it smaller to fit a smaller seat. So this actually fills the void in your car, so you're not leaning, your eyes can stay on the road.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Suk, I got one of these for my daughter who's in college right now. Listen, it's more important to me to protect her from dropping her stuff, because I know she always complains she drops her phone, maybe the car keys, maybe her makeup kit, whatever it is. Everybody's dropping French fries, you know that. But this drop stop, this is the way to go. Nothing gets through it, and not only that, it doesn't stain.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yep. Liquid and stain resistant. Guys, this is going to save somebody's life, and we want you to get in on the deal, and that's why the people at Local Steals and Deals want to hook you up. 20%
20% off. Localsteals.com. The drop stop. You got to get one today. It's amazing.
We think it's pretty cool, and you will too.
I like that closing music.
Cheryl wants to know if they're washable and fire resistant. Yes, Cheryl, they are washable and fire resistant.
That's kind of scary, man. Well, you expect your car to catch on fire?
Yeah, well, how's it going to catch fire in your car? Unless you drop a cigarette on it.
I think,
but,
the stop and drop would be the least of your worries if your car caught on fire. Or drop.
Well, listen, guys, go check those out. Go on to Steals and Deals, and there's so many good things on there. Like I said, we have like 3 more of those coming out with different products, and they're all like, it's like half price, 40% off, 30% off, whatever it is, all good stuff. Philly Kid. Yeah. Philly, we got like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm ready to. I feel like singing up, man. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna sing one, and then I'm gonna go because when my phone
Oh,
rang,
what was that?
Interrupted the show. That was my wife calling me saying she's hungry for lunch. Hurry
that
up.
was it. It's over. That's the bell. It's over.
So I'll finish up with this one right here. It says,
go ahead, my friend.
I'm gonna be here for you, baby. I'll be a man of my word. Speak the language in a voice that you have never heard. I want to sleep with you forever, and I want to die in your arms. In a cabin by a meadow where the wild bees swarm. And I'm gonna love you like nobody loves you. And I'll earn your trust making memories of us. Yeah. Awesome show. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
Can you read? Will you read my lips? Phil, I'm talking with those Invisaligns. You can't really tell, right? You can't tell I have those on my mouth, right?
Not at all. Not at all.
Hugging my teeth like sweaters. Anyway, so listen, we got more shows next week. I'm going to start airing some of the stuff soon. Some of the shows in studio.
Woo!
It's going to be great. You guys are going to love those shows. You're going to say, how come you guys aren't in the studio all the time? Because we're not yet. Anyway, Philly Kid, great show. Hey, Adam Geiger was very good. Good energy.
Yes.
Good guest.
Good show. Good show.
Drew Gasparini. Like I said, we got celebs and performers galore coming up. You know what we'll do, just as a little treat, I'm going to leave you guys with Drew again with his song Let You Go. Philly Kid, you and I, if you can do a little duet, we'll bang one of those out.
We'll do
Tell
it.
your wife, I hope she enjoys her lunch. And take care, everybody. Drew Gasparini, one more time. We love you guys. We'll play this again later on tonight. Have fun, everybody.
You led us into the ocean. You fed me to the sharks. You let me stay hopeful for the light, but the sun done vanished now. We're stuck in the dark. I'm always gonna be the first one to bleed. Even when it's a feeding frenzy, I know you're coming back for me. If only I relied on time to do me any favors. If only I believed my fate could relinquish any pain. If only I could go on living knowing that I never have control. Perhaps I'd finally learn to let you go. Oh no. Yes, I finally learned to let you go.